What is the fate of Iran's new Ayatollah? That is now the question at the heart of a rapidly escalating war in West Asia. When the strikes that killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, last weekend, the justification from Washington was loud and clear: stop Iran's nuclear ambitions and trigger regime change in Tehran. Operation Epic Fury was presented as a decisive blow to the Islamic Republic, a strike that would supposedly shatter Iran's leadership and weaken its ability to project power across the region. But just days later, that central objective appears far from achieved. Iran has moved quickly to announce a successor, Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the late supreme leader. The image on your screen has been posted from the official X account linked to Iran's supreme leadership. This picture is a symbolism of power after the death of Ali Khamenei, showing him standing before a mirror holding the Iranian flag. But the reflection reveals his son, Mojtaba Khamenei. This picture carries a legacy and a message as well to the United States, that the clerical establishment remains firmly in control even as the US and Israel continue military strikes across the region. In many ways, that decision undercuts one of Washington's main war goals. If regime change was indeed the objective, the system appears to have survived and, in fact, even consolidated around an Ayatollah. So who is Iran's new Ayatollah? At 56 years old, Mojtaba Khamenei has long remained one of the most mysterious figures in Iranian politics. Born in 1969 in Mashhad, he is the second son of Ali Khamenei. He studied at Tehran's Alawi school before pursuing religious education in the holy city of Qom. Unlike many powerful figures in Iran, Mojtaba has kept an extremely low public profile. He has never held elected office. In fact, he has rarely given public speeches or even interviews, and only a handful of photographs and videos of him exist in public domain. Yet, despite this quiet presence, his influence has long been the subject of intense speculation. For years, analysts and opposition figures have accused him of acting as a gatekeeper to his father, with alleged links to the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or the IRGC, and commanders of the Basij militia. Some reports even claim that he played a role behind the scenes in the Iranian presidential elections, which raises the big question: will Mojtaba Khamenei be different from his father? Well, Ali Khamenei was known for his hardline stance against the United States and the West. His stance was shaped in part by the bitter memories of the Iran-Iraq war, when Washington had backed Iraq. Many analysts believe that Mojtaba is likely to continue that same hardline approach, especially given his close ties with Iran's security establishment. But his low profile also leaves room for uncertainty. Is he simply a caretaker of his father's legacy, or could he emerge as a different kind of leader for Iran? A Bloomberg report links Mojtaba Khamenei to an extensive global financial network. He reportedly oversees investments stretching from Tehran to Dubai and Frankfurt. Reports describe layers of shell companies as well, managing assets tied to oil revenues. The holdings allegedly include shipping operations in the Persian Gulf, bank accounts in Switzerland, and luxury properties in the United Kingdom. Donald Trump has already made his position clear. Just hours before the succession was announced, Trump warned that anyone taking over without his approval will not last long. Earlier, he had been even more blunt, saying Khamenei's son is unacceptable to me. Israel has already described him as a potential target.
But it seems to me that any leader who comes up and says, I'm going to continue the campaign to destroy this country, then Israel is duty-bound to try to eliminate him. If there's a different leader who comes out and says, listen, I'm going to change the way Iran interacts with its neighbors and the way it looks at the world, the way we see Iran's role in the region and globally, then Israel would have no problem with it.
But the reality on ground tells a more complicated story. The war has not brought this regime collapse, Washington predicted. Iran continues retaliatory strikes across the region, and the clerical establishment has quickly closed ranks around a new supreme leader. U.S. strikes, meanwhile, have targeted Iran's missile programs, drone capabilities, naval assets, and even the internal security forces used by the state to crush dissent. So what has Donald Trump achieved and what remains out of reach? Well, the war has dealt a dramatic blow to Iranian leadership, but the regime change has not happened. The future of Iran's nuclear program remains uncertain at the moment, and the new Ayatollah now stands at the center of a conflict that will define the next chapter in this war as well as West Asia. So the big question now, will Mojtaba Khamenei survive the pressure of war, or will Trump once again try to change the course of Iran's leadership? The fate of Iran's new Ayatollah hangs in balance.